So she told her, it looks like God hates women if you read the Bible. Something to that effect. This is part 2. I was going to get some food. I didn't get to finish. But yeah, so it's very clear to solve this problem, you just got to figure out why you were created. You can't let your emotions dictate the truth. Well, it feels like God hates women. It feels like this. It feels like this. Why are you going by feelings? Why are you going by feelings? Why not go by the truth? It feels like they hate me. It feels like they're looking at me. It feels like they're talking about me. It feels like why are you going by feelings? Or are you just trying to manipulate somebody? The earth plane is fickle. The temporal plane is just a cycle. The flesh mind is weak. If you believe that God hates women, or God hates mankind, or God hates anybody, you don't know that God is love. Look, the Bible's clear. God is love. Just because it goes against your understanding of what love is, you're basing it on something your culture trains you to. This is what love is according to your culture. You don't even know what love is. That's why there's 60% divorce rate. You don't know what love is. Love is truth. Well, I want to go to the beach. Well, we don't have any money this month to go to the beach, but go ahead and plan it, and we'll go to the beach in 3 to 4 months. If we even go. The priority is to get out of debt. Yeah, but I want this. Priority is to get out of debt first. That don't feel good. That's why they're smoking. That's why the vape shops are so busy. Almost every other ride with a rideshare is vape shop. It don't feel good. It's all about feelings, the natural. All they care about is their feelings. The flesh creatures. The woman was made for the man was not made for the woman. The woman is the glory of man is the glory of God. If you don't understand that, you need to pray and ask God, and don't be mad at the Bible, don't be mad at God. God made a woman to be a helpmeet suitable. Why were you created? If you don't know why you were created, you're going to be miserable because you're going against the creation and the Creator. No wonder you're not happy. No wonder you don't have joy. No wonder you hate men. No wonder you hate everything. Because you're not stepping into who you really are. You don't even know who you are. Because you believe the culture lies. You believed your mama. You believed your aunt. You believed your sister. You believed your girlfriend. Yeah, but why are you going by them? Why are you going by what the earth says, the earth plane, the unsaved, the world, the flesh, pride life? Why are you trying to get your identity in something down here? that's fickle. If you're getting your identity in something fickle, then guess what? You're going to be fickle. A fickle mind creates fickle behavior. Doctrine determines behavior. And I know what I'm talking about, not only biblically, but experientially, not only in bloodline, observing marriages, observing after having 130 different jobs, the same patterns repeat, listening to rideshare people. I know what I'm talking about. This is not a maybe or a if. I know what the problem is. Everybody's trying to get their identity based on their culture or their bloodline or some friend or some family member, instead of getting their identity in Jesus and transforming their mind to think biblically. They just want to think by a fickle emotion. It's not truth. I feel like this is the truth. Before I got married, I went out with a few women that I would just talk. We'd go out to eat or something. And this one girl, I remember, I said, "Where do you get your truth from, or your worldview, or something to that effect?" Can't remember exactly what I said. She said, "TV." I ended that really fast. I had to get out of that restaurant as fast as I could. Where do you get your worldview from? I've talked to enough people online. Years ago, people get their worldview from witches and warlocks and neighbors and friends and girlfriends, and they get their worldview from some kind of feeling or what they think. They think, where do you get your truth from? TV, music. Where do you even digest the truth? Does it become a part of you? Or are you just reading it for fun? Are you reading the Bible like you read a novel or something? Or is it becoming a part of you? Anyways, whoever was telling her, she said something about, it looks like God hates women because all the men had multiple wives and blah blah and all this. And if you look at the history of all the writers of the Bible, they ended up pretty much, Apostle Paul, the prophets, they ended up pretty much being single. Now there was who was it? His wife was a prophetess. Was it Isaiah or somebody? I can't remember now, but Moses, his wife said, "You're a bloody woman, you're a bloody man." And you didn't hear anything from her after that. Job, curse God and die. She was letting her emotions control her, right? Job's wife said, "Curse God and die." Apostle Paul went to the third heaven. He said, "It's better for a man to stay single and a woman to stay single," to be honest with you. When you tie into anything down here in the natural, it becomes a legalistic, works-based system down here in the natural. And most people will never grasp what I just said. When you make an agreement and you go into agreement of anything down here in the natural, it becomes slavery. You have obligations and duties. You buy a car, you got an obligation and duty to pay that payment. You buy a house, you got an obligation and duty to take care of it. Put a roof on it, whatever. You do anything in the natural. You tie in, you join a church, they expect you to do something. You take a job to get a paycheck, they expect you to do something. Anything in the natural that you tie into. And people hate their jobs, they hate their responsibilities for a reason they don't even know why they hate it. They hate their parents, they hate their spouse, they don't even know why. Because you're in the 666 cube cutting, turning system. God is using this Turing machine to cut you, to turn you, to get you, to push you to birth you out of the flesh mind into the spirit mind. And so this woman, let's say let's say she's a saved woman. So let's say she's a saved woman. She's at home and her husband does something. So she picks up the phone, calls her girlfriend or calls some other man and says, "You won't believe what he did to me. You won't believe what he said." I'm not even saying that he did any kind of abuse. It don't even need to be abuse, but in her mind, it's abusive because it doesn't jive with the feelings. It's not reality. Not only is it not jiving with reality, she's gaslighting herself. The man's just being a man. Why are you trying to turn him into you? You're to be turned into a copy of him, not the other way around. This is the reality. We're in a copy machine. Everything that you're doing is a copy machine. When you see Jesus, you'll be like him. You're made in the image of God. Man was made in the image of God. The woman was taken out of the side of man. She's a copy of man. She's a piece cut off. The man knows it. The Bible says for the man not to be bitter against his wife, lest his prayers be hindered. Does that sound like a God that hates women? No. If the man's bitter at his wife, his prayers will be hindered. Why would God tell a man that? Don't be bitter against your wife. Because her focus is down here. Cleaning the house, how the house looks, the clothing, the pictures on the wall, how the food smells, what kind of dress she can buy. I mean, she's just worried about the temporal, the fleshly, the earthly. Now, there's some saved women that are spiritual, but they still do that other stuff. They still do the other stuff because it's built into them. They can't run from it. They can't hide from it. It's built into them. You rent a room out to somebody, man, he don't put no pictures on the wall. You rent a room out to a female, she puts pictures on the wall. Even though she's only there temporary. She puts pictures on the wall to remember stuff. Pictures of her kids. She's in the mindset, she's got memories. They want to have memories down here. When the Bible says set your affections above, not below. So if somebody's putting pictures that are all over the place because it makes them feel good because they have a good memory down here. They're trying to create memories down in this place. I have no memories down here. This place is ridiculous. Once you see how insane this place really is, you won't even want to have a memory of this place. Show me some good memory in this place, except for people getting saved. I'm looking over to my left, there's this old house that's just falling apart. Somebody might say, well, what about the memory of your 66 Mustang that you... F that noise. I don't care about no car I had to adjust the carburetor all the time on and change the timing belt and change out a whatever part that I needed to change out. I don't care about no car. I don't have no memory related to some car. I don't have no memory related to some teenage going or college experience. We went bar hopping. I don't have no memory about that. I scrolled through a little thing yesterday, and this lady popped up on. She says, I saw this note. It said, try to remember your 18th. Where were you on your 18th birthday? She said, I can't remember. She said, that's just bizarre. Why can't I remember my 18th birthday? Because it really don't matter. I can't remember mine either. I don't know what I did on my 18th birthday. Who cares? Who cares about this place? It's all about souls. But if you notice, people have to put their pictures up and their stuff on the wall because it makes them feel good, some memory they had. They marry this person, they're still living in the past, thinking they're married to another person. They divorce one and go marry another, and they're still living in memories of the old one. What kind of junk is that? Really, I mean, I'm not even being as strong worded as I need to be. I promise you, any kind of memory and attachment to this place down here is contrary to the Bible. Set your affections above, not below. Yeah, you can use and manage this stuff down here, but it's not even yours. Those kids are not even yours. You're here to train up the child, kick them out of the nest, and let them become who they need to be. If you enter into that understanding, if you could ever enter into that understanding, a lot of the stuff that you're going through, your emotional turmoil, would go away. I remember growing up watching people with their kids that started acting crazy, and they were all stressed out. What are they doing? What are they doing? What? They're stressing out about how crazy their kids are acting, which they're the ones that raised them, But they were all worried about their kid that's grown up now, acting crazy, trying to think that worry will change the situation. Forgetting those things which are behind, press on. Why would you want to bring memories up from the past that don't even exist anymore? The past doesn't exist. So when you start to put pictures on the wall and all this, and I remember when I said this, or we did this, or we went to the beach, or we had this fun. When you live in the past, you're living in fake reality. Really. Those memories and the devil, the reason that they keep playing the same music over every season, every year you go to a restaurant and they play these musicians, I don't care who it is, somebody says, Led Zeppelin. You're trying to remember the past. That's why you're old. That's why you're tired and you're weak and you're not strong. They want you living in the past. That's why you're depressed. You're living in the past. The temporal, the fleshly, the worldly, the world, the flesh, the pride life, the temporal, the fleshly, the earthly. How does it feel good? How does it make me feel? I'm going to go over here and smoke this joint because I want to feel good. I'm going to drink this beer because I want to feel good. I want to forget. I remember this one lady that I worked with one time. She says, she said, cut loose. I was telling her about the coach. She said, you just need to go one weekend and cut loose. Well, what does that even mean? I could do that any day. Well, it don't need to be a weekend. See, but I don't even know what it means, first of all. But that's why I'm studying the code, because I want to be cut loose from this place. And once you get cut loose from this place and see what it really is, you are free. The code is cutting me loose. Woman, you're tied to this place. And she was young too, and so she was tied into this place like you wouldn't believe. She was tied into this place. Her affections were down here. If all your affections are below and you have no affections above, no wonder you're not happy. No wonder you think God hates women. No wonder you think God hates whatever. God is love. But he has to take stuff out of your life because you're so tied into the system. You're so connected and addicted to the system, the temporal. I mean, this is temporary. This is temporary. Why are you addicted to something that's not even eternal? It's temporal. Why do you get some kind of joy in some kind of 2x4, some kind of mud, some kind of rock, some kind of mineral, some kind of piece of fabric, some kind of sheetrock? Why does that make you happy? It's just sitting there. Some kind of gossip, some kind of backbiting. Why does that make you happy? Why don't you get more joy out of eternal truths instead of the temporal, fickle, half-truths? See, this is why they get mad at you, because if your affections are 100% above, right? There's nothing they can pull you into. Jezebel, she can come up and try to say, oh, we can go over here and do this. Delilah can come up and flash her whatever. You need me to be happy. You need this to be happy. Cut loose. If she's saved, her affections are above. Yeah, you can be happy with a woman who's really saved, knows who she, if she knows who she is. If she's mature enough to not let her girlfriends pull her back into the world. If she has enough control over her own thoughts that she doesn't let them put thoughts in her mind that's contrary to the scripture. He said, she said, do here, do this, who cares, what's going on, what are they doing, who cares, what are they saying, who cares, who cares. They're going to be dead. In 100 years, they'll be dead. You'll be dead. Nothing they say matters. None of it's even real. If it's not truth, it's not real. If it's not eternal truth, it's temporary, it's not even real. Who cares? God looks on the heart. Man looks on the outward show, the outward appearance. Let me say it again. God looks on the heart. Mankind looks on the outward. God looks on the heart. Mankind looks on the outward. The born again listens to your words to see where your heart is. And if your heart is of the world, the flesh, the pride of life, they know it. Whether it's a man or a woman who's born again, they know if you're by the words out of your mouth where your affections are. And every Gentile woman looking for a husband, she's trying to find out what that man wants, what that man likes. She wants to become that, even whether she might be that, but she's trying to please the man. And then they get married, and then she wasn't even that creature that she tried to pretend to be. She wasn't even that, and then he sees through it, and so she gets upset, mad, and gets mad at him. But she was playing the fake reality game. Why is she mad at him? She wasn't real. She was being something she wasn't. Just be real. There's a lot of men out there would get married to a woman if she wasn't fake. If she admitted she had this problem or she had this or she was, he'd probably marry her because he knows he's in the process of being changed. She's in the process of being changed. Why would you want to live in fake reality? Somebody says, I'm not. If you got a woman that says, I don't sin. I was raised in church. I've never sinned. Oh, so you never do anything wrong. You never had a bad thought. You never had you never done nothing wrong. But so they put on this painted face, fake image. The man marries her, and then he finds out that's not even, who is that? That person that you were pretending to be this whole time is not even real. And so then she gets mad because he wakes up to reality, and she gets mad because she was trying to pretend to be something she wasn't, just to get that Social Security check when he dies after 10 years. Whatever her motive was, it wasn't real. So then she gets mad because she was playing fake. It's kind of like these jobs, they put on this show, like, so they'll hire these people and tell them a bunch of flattery, and the person will take the job, and then everything that they were told about the job was not even real. And then that person quits, another one, and they have high turnover rate, and they're wondering why there's high turnover rate, because the manager's lying to everybody. But they can't look at themselves. They have to project it on somebody else. They can't admit that they were playing fake world, fake reality, and you wonder why it ended, whatever it was, whether it's a job, a marriage, a membership somewhere, or agreement. It's all fake. If you wake up to what I'm telling you, you'll realize almost everything in this reality is fake. Everybody's talking a big talk, but they're full of SHIT. Join our company. Marry me. Do this. Let's go here. This will make you happy. Drink this beer. Smoke this. You'll be happy if you go up here to the vape shop. You'll be the cool kid. It's all lies. You're being deceived not only by the vape shop, but the music, the culture. You're embedded in it, and you can't even see it. You're embedded in a culture of lies and buy this car, buy this clothing, put this picture on the wall, put this floor down, do this, you'll be happy. And some of the most richest people in the world are not even happy because it was all based on a temporal thing. The memory of this place is going to go away. There's going to be a new heaven and new earth, and this place will be erased from your memory. But you don't believe that. The Bible says it, but you don't believe it. And the reason you don't believe it because you live like it's not true. How do I know you don't believe it? Because you live and function like this is permanent down here. I'm actually being soft about how I'm putting this across. I'm not even being hard-nosed about this. I'm not even being tough compared to what I could be about this truth. If you're setting your affections below any kind of memory of this place, I got these shingles on my house, 3 or 4 years ago, a couple years ago. Now I'm noticing they started fading. Did I know that was going to happen? Yeah. Am I upset about it? No. Could I be? Yeah. I've watched people They get a car and somebody scratches the door with their keys or something, they throw a fit. I've watched people, they're sitting at a table and they spill the milk, and the guy hits the table and throws a hissy fit about somebody spilling their milk. Somebody made a mistake, spilled their milk, and the guy goes off. Or the woman goes off. She throws a fit. Why? Because their affections are in this. They expect perfection down here. And they don't have they have a scarcity mindset too. There's more milk. There's more work. There's more produce. There's more food. There's always more out there. There's more water. My wife left me. There's more women. The woman says, my husband left me. There's more men. If they don't want to do their duty, let them be gone. If they don't want to do their duty, shake the dust off your feet, let them go. You can't force somebody. You can't force somebody to do right. Why live in the past? So he left me. Why are you hanging on to something that's not even real? That person don't exist anymore. That person probably never existed. You were lied to by a narcissist, and that person wasn't even real. You lose a friend. Yeah, but they were my best friend. They don't exist anymore. Why live in the past? What brought this thought up too is I was thinking about, it's kind of related. It's hard to understand how it's related, but you got Flojo and you got Usain Bolt, the fastest runners, the male and the female, right? So nobody's able to catch Flojo. She's so far ahead, you know. And Usain Bolt, somebody will probably outrun him one day, but these runners are written down in history, right? And people know about them. If you've never heard them, look them up. But one day somebody's going to outrun them. And the memory of them has already faded a lot. Flojo was 1988, and most people don't even know who it is. Usain Bolt, nobody has ever heard of him. But their memory will fade away. Especially when somebody breaks the record, their memory will fade away. And so, it's like, if these major players in the Olympics or whatever, track and field or whatever sport, if their memory fades, even though it's still written down in the history books and nobody's broken the record, but nobody remembers their names. And I started relating that, and back in the day, everybody said she was doing doping and all this, and in my mind, even if they are doping, they still did it. They used some kind of biohacking, and they still did it. But anyway, the controversy over Flojo has gone away now. Nobody even talks about it. Who cares if they biohack? If they can break a record like that, it's pretty cool. But nobody remembers it. The past, it won't even be a thing. All those achievements that you strive for, it'll be out of people's memories. It's good to have goals, don't get me wrong, but don't set your affections down here, and if you don't achieve it, don't be all depressed about it. My whole point of this whole tirade, diatribe, whatever you want to call it, My whole point is, if you think God hates women or God hates humans or God hates anything, you don't know who God is. God is love. God don't hate women. He just has an order of everything. And he doesn't want you to live in the past. He doesn't want you to live of the temporal, the earthly, the fleshy. He wants you to set your affections above, because he knows you're going to be happy when you do that. God is not trying to take away from you. He's trying to give to you. And so if you think like the world, the flesh, and pride life, and you think that you want to be independent queen bee and you're going to be happy, you're not. Look at all the women now who are 40 plus who can't find a husband, and because they believe the lie, the feminist lie, and they're miserable. Look at it. It's everywhere. I mean, they're even talking about it. They're talking about it all the time nowadays. The feminist lie didn't work, did it? So why God is not trying to take anything from you. He's trying to teach you how to really be happy down here by finding out who you really are and what your role really is, and just step into it. But the flesh mind thinks God hates you, when really God is trying to put you in the right place and position so that you can be happy in this little temporary situation we're in. Everybody's got it upside down.